Oh yeah, it's time for the NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. It's on. It's starting right now. Real quick, I want to take a look at the settings that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go up to Legend Difficulty. Yes, I'm fully aware I'm about to get my stuff proverbial wrecked. We're going to go up to a 25% race distance 4 times, fuel and tire wear consumption strict yellow, single race stage, at least starting out in the dirt series because dirt doesn't have stages, and we're going to go with a quick qualify. We're also going to go full damage, stability help off. We're going to always use custom setups, and you're going to see why here in a moment, and we're also going to use manual transmission. So these are the settings that I am going to be running on throughout this career mode, and let's get it going. So let's take a look at the driver creation. Now, I've already done this previously, and I tried to recreate my own face, which is difficult to do. If you've ever seen that painting of that guy who's painting his face, kind of painted it a little better looking than he was, so I don't know how close this is looking to my face or not. You'll have to be a judge in the comment. But this is probably the most important feature that has been added to this game in terms of career mode, at least starting out. The ability to actually type in your real name to be used in the career mode. Good God, did I miss this? Did I miss not having to look at my stupid gamer tag that I created in 2010, I think, instead of my actual name? So I'm very happy to be able to type in David Land for this career mode. Welcome to the team. I'm Warren. I'll be helping you sign your contracts with teams and sponsors throughout your career. The best way to get noticed is by performing on the track. Lucky for you, you've made the hot seat shortlist. Well, that's good. I'm glad I'm a part of clutch management, and Warren's helping me out here. When drivers cannot race, they contact people on the hot seat shortlist often. This is how new drivers get their big break. Get out there and get noticed. So again, a lot like NASCAR Heat 2, where we're going to be checking for contract offers. So we've got check for offer and contracts. Let's take a look at the contracts real quick. There's probably going to be nothing here, as you can see, but eventually we'll have sponsors to take a look at as well. Actually, we've got sponsors already. Interesting. Or sponsors that we can sign. Cool. I wonder if we can sign sponsors straight away. I don't want to do that quite yet, but we could go with motorsport.com or Roush Yates or motorsport.tv. Actually, we could go with most of these except for Durham Racing Engines, it looks like. Interesting. Okay, so we'll go to check out the hot seat availability and whether or not I've got a shot at the Mountain Dew 100 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track, and we do have an offer. So what team are we going to start out our career with? It's the BGH Racing. We could use your help driving the number 99 car at Charlotte this Thursday. Get a top 18 finish. We might consider working with you in the future. So that's $2,300 for a top 18 finish, and let's freaking get it going. Let's try to put that BGH Racing car in the top 18. So here we are at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, ready to get our dirt career underway. This is going to be very exciting. This is a tight little circuit, and it should be a crazy race. And I look pretty good next to a dirt late model, if I may say so myself. So before we get started, let's take a quick look at the custom setup I will be using, at least to start this career mode out. Now, I found just by happenstance a video by a driver who actually races stock cars in real life, and he had this set up in his video talking about the merits of NASCAR Heat 3. That video will be in the description if you want to check that out for yourself, but in that video he had a setup for these dirt late models, and I know a lot of people have been struggling with these cars, so if you're interested in this or using this, go ahead and check it out. It is a very loose setup, I will say. The car turns quite a bit into the corners. We'll see if this helps me out at all in qualifying here at the Charlotte Dirt Course. Well, we're now ready to qualify for our first dirt race. Now, our best lap ever, I should say this was in arcade mode, is a 15.2. Don't pay much attention to that. If I can run a high 16, that's going to be a fantastic lap here in qualifying. As you may know from other people's videos, these dirt cars you get in the hot seats don't have a whole heck of a lot of horsepower, so you have to make up all your time in the corners. And let's see, I'm not really driving the best through turn 4 there. Yeah, 16.9 will put me 23rd on the starting grid and last, but only 2/10 off of Jay Martin there. If I had maybe put together a better lap, I wouldn't have been last, and there's always a potential that there's going to be some drivers that had some trouble in qualifying or post-qualifying in tech inspection. So let's see what takes place here in the first race at the dirt track at Charlotte. So here we are for the Mountain Dew 100. Elliott Henderson had a good qualifying session. He'll start on the pole position. Scott Hagg is starting at the back after replacing a transmission after qualifying. So we'll gain 1 spot already. Start 22nd here. We're next to the Days of Thunder car. The Falcone Racing number 64. Ready to get racing. And we are racing. Jay Martin just out in front as the car sliding a little bit. A lot actually. Into turn 1, maybe overdriving it early on, kind of use the cushion up on the top, and probably going to get absolutely destroyed in this race, not going to lie. Going to have to rely on some caution flags, maybe some problems up front to really get going here and go towards the front. We'll have to see. We've got 24 laps to go, so clearly a lot of time to be able to do it if I can as I slide through turn 3. Car just bogging down just a little bit through there. The 64 car gets in a little bit of trouble there. That is Jay Martin. It's going to be tough to learn all these dirt driver names, even though they're not, I don't think they're necessarily real people. They may be real, obviously they're real photos of real people, but maybe not their real names. Or maybe they are their real names. I think Sean Wilson from 704 Games is in this, so I know that's a real name. As I work through 1 and 2, just barely able to hang on to the back of the field here. I'm expecting to get lapped, especially with as long of a race as this is, relatively speaking, of course. It's a 25% distance race, which, of course, 100 laps. It means it's a 25-lap race, and there's a caution. So that's the first break of the day right there, being able to get a fresh start here. Not going to need to pit because it is dirt racing after all, and it's, again, only 25 laps. Pit stops really aren't much of a factor in this style of racing, and if they are, you're having a really bad day. As we get racing once again at the dirt track at Charlotte, and really the acceleration there was not a good off to a good start. Did not get me off to a good start, but we're able to slide underneath Goodman there just for a second. Was able to show him my front bumper just a little bit. There we go. That's a bit of a dirty move. That is too on Kishore there. And then sliding underneath Jay. We've got to get 3 more positions. So we're going to shake and bake the Days of Thunder car. That's not really quite working. Oh, got up into him just a little bit and going to lose that spot. Really driving it off into turn 1 right there. Oh, slide job. Slide job right in front of Jay Martin. Oh, I drove too hard into turn 3 though. That's going to give up the bottom to both Martin and Goalie there, but we're going to slide job underneath him. Oh boy, that was close. That was real close. Car is all over the place. The front tire bouncing off the ground. I have to say, the physics are so good in these dirt cars. It's so much fun to watch the suspensions bounce up and down. Tires picking up off the ground when you get a really good run off the corner, or maybe don't get so good into the corner. We're still battling with Jay Martin, and now just kind of using the inside of the track like a curb on a road course, and it actually kind of worked there to put that inside tire on the grass right there. It didn't work there though. Maybe took a little too much of the inside curbing, if you will, on that one. I'm now going to try to chase down Goalie for the 21st position in this one. 12 to go. So already over halfway in this Barbasol look-alike car. Looks like an Elton Sawyer throwback. In fact, I'm going to do a video at some point of all the Easter eggs in this game, because there are quite a few, especially in the Dirt series. As I'm working around, I'm already starting to see the back of the field in my rearview mirror. So I got to, or the front of the field in my rearview mirror. I see the back of the field as well. That's Jay Martin. Oh, into the wall. No, 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 no. Man, this final corner at Charlotte is so difficult to get right. And if you miss it, you're going right into the outside wall. That's what happened to me right there. The leaders have caught the back of the field, so lapping situation about to take place here. I'm just hoping the leaders are nice to me. I'm going to try not to be a damn lap car this time, but it could possibly happen as the 37 of Henderson goes around. He slides to the top of me, and that was pretty clean overtake from Henderson. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Got the leader coming down, or the second place car. I think that's Todd Laguerre. I do know that because I did play a few of the challenges, and I remember the PRN guy going, Todd Laguerre, and he kind of sounded like the old drag racing commentator. So I kind of remember that one. So I don't think we're going to get to 18th. It'll be lucky if I'm able to hold on to 22nd spot here. But this isn't a great car anyway, to be honest with you. Of course, they don't need to know that. They're giving me an opportunity here. Don't want to be ungrateful or anything. As the 64 is looking, this is a great battle between me and Jay Martin. Daniel Britton's starting to fall back there in the 40 car. The green and yellow car, or the green and red car. The green and yellow car is behind me as we get a little bit of contact there with the leader lap car. Sean Wilson side by side with Martin as the lap, or the lap car. Oh boy, the orange car just about came out and took out Jay Martin right there. Gonna have to battle hard for position here. Couldn't quite do it. Lead lap cars are gonna continue to Snyder through, I guess you could say, as Snyder gets held up behind Martin right there. He still gets held up behind Martin. That's going to allow this car to come up behind me, give me a little bit of a shove. Definitely no love lost between the lap cars and the lead lap cars in this race. As the 27 is going to go underneath, I'm going to give him the bottom, try to slide underneath, and 3 to go. That was a pretty decent slide job. I was going to say great slide job, but it wasn't that great. Boy, if he would just not be nice to Martin, that would be awesome. Oh, but it's not going to quite work. Come on, Boswell, take him out. Davidson going to the outside. He's got me. The only reason I remember that is because it's a guy named Davison in a 33 car. Reminds me of, and there you go. 23rd, last. Stone dead last for the Mountain Dew 100. Let's take a look at the highlights of the race as I take the green flag, and again, it's nice to see my name on this on a NASCAR Heat game. And there I am dropping back to last place. That was on the start as the 23 car, ironically enough, put me back to 23rd. Evan Brown and Brady Lewis. Maybe this was the cause of the caution flag that we had. No, oh yeah, it was. Yep. Number 4 car got spun out. I think he may have gotten upside down there. Hard to tell from that replay angle, but it didn't affect him all that much. And here's that slide job, I believe, for 21st right there. Oh, no, that wasn't necessarily the slide job. This is going to be the slide job, I think, on number 64, as there's a little bit of contact between me and number 7, right down there at the bottom of the track. Oh, and I dropped back to 23rd right afterwards, because that was the botched slide job attempt. We go on to lap 10. As I make a pass for 21st, there's the slide job in front of the 64. Woo! That was quite a battle right there, and then I drop back to 23rd because I screwed up right there. The 64 and the 7 go to the inside of me. Very unfortunate. Then I go back to 22nd, going right in front of the 7 and the 64, and then we make contact, and they get back around to me. They don't really need to fade in between those moments. They were right next to each other. And then we'll go to lap 11 as I make a pass for 22nd place. And underneath the 64 I go to lap 20, drop back to 23rd place, and the rest is history from there. So we didn't get to the objective finish. We gained 2 fans though, so that's good, I suppose. That's unfortunate. Keep working hard and you'll get there. And Charlotte is a tough track, but maybe if you'd given me a little more horsepower, I would have been able to be a little more competitive. But they don't, again, they don't need to know that. That's between you and me as we go on to the next week. Friday night short track event at the Hendrick Cars 40. Let's see if we've got an offer. Did we do well enough to receive an offer? No offer. No. The teams were unimpressed with my performance. And we'll take a look at the race results, I suppose. Elliott Henderson, who also won at Charlotte, is just dominating right now with a win at Drebin as well. We'll go on to the next week, week number 12. 6 weeks later. Boy, I've been sitting on the couch for a while. Wrangler 100 at Bristol. Oh, boy, Bristol. Probably going to get an offer here, I'd guess, because, you know, we need to... Yep, there you go. We got to go to Bristol in the dirt, or on the dirt. Hey, we're going to get to drive the number 33. The 33 was fast, so I'm hoping that this is a fast car, too. Innovation Racing. You know I like some innovation in racing. Let's see if we can do some good stuff here at Bristol. Get a top 18. It's Bristol, baby. The Wrangler 100 on the dirt, as Bobby Unser would say. This will be a real interesting race. It's probably going to be a bit of a shambles show, if you will. But we're going to see if we can get this 33 car to 18th spot. And the challenge begins with qualifying. All right, so let's go. It's going to be a game of minimizing sliding here at Bristol. It seems like the fast way around here is not to slide all that much. It's almost like driving it like it were pavement, or at least getting around the track like it were pavement, is the fast way around here, and that's not a good start because I had to back out of the throttle coming out of turn 4, and I almost did exactly what I did going into turn 1, which is get into the wall. Pretty decent through 1 and 2, a little bit of a slide off of the corner. Let's really drive it in good here to turn 3, a little bit of a buck and weave in the middle of the corner, but fought it off the exit, and 18.4 in last. I could have done a low, a high 17, I should say. I think that's what this car is capable of. I just didn't put the lap together. I could have been 20th to start this race, and that may not seem like a big accomplishment, but it certainly would have been. But we'll start at the back, possibly make up some spots again through the technical inspection process. So indeed, starting the Wrangler 100 at Bristol, we are going to gain a spot, even though Hugh Ackerman is going to be on the pole position after stealing a great run there. And there you go, Daniel Britton starting at the back of the field, so we'll be on the outside once again, which isn't going to be fantastic. I was going to say about Ackerman, he was at the back, I believe, of the race that we had at Charlotte, so it's kind of interesting to see a little bit of a contrast. Some drivers being fast at some tracks, some drivers not so fast at others. And here we go, into turn number 1 for the first time. Hag kind of baited me in there, and I lost the position there to Britton. I should have just stayed on the bottom, and I didn't. 3 wide racing out in front. I can at least beat the 99, right? That was the car I was in the last race. And they are 3 wide. It looks like a plate race right now. But I suppose this is what a dirt late model race would probably look like at Bristol. Right now, kind of struggling. I wish they'd hold each other up just a little bit more. There you go. Wish granted. They hold each other up. 18th is going to be so hard to get to, though. Going to be so hard to get to. Going to need some luck, and I'm going to need some good driving skill. I am catching Britton here. Slowly but surely closing the gap on this pack. Once I get up to them, I think I can start picking them off. Here we go. They're kind of struggling up at the top of the track. A couple of them almost getting into each other. Britton and Glockvia. I'm going to say Glavka. I don't know. Regardless, I'm running pretty fast. And there you go. The 99 has trouble. Going to be side by side with him, but look at the power he's able to get off of the corner. And there we go. We're going to really try to get underneath him. Couldn't quite get it done right there. 99's hanging on right now. 20 to go here at Bristol. Going to be a little bit longer of a race. Of course, it's a half-mile track. And I think it's quite a bit longer than Charlotte, but the same amount of laps, 25. So a little bit longer of a race, a little more distance. A little more opportunity to get a shot here, but right now starting to struggle again. Lost the kind of track position that I started to gain on the 99 there. Now the 0484 of Casey Brooks starting to fall back to the back of the field. Yeah, it's a 04, not the 84. You just see how much horsepower, what a horsepower disadvantage I'm at on the straight. I can certainly make it up in the corners. Here you go, running an 18 flat on that lap, and here come the leaders. Very quick track here at Bristol. And the leader was not going to show me any respect right there. Brown just absolutely sending it up my inside. So now it's going to be even more of a struggle here, as they're going to go 3 wide out in front of me. The leader's right in the middle of that action. I'm going to take the bottom away from the second place car for now. He's going to pass me on the straight or pass me on the outside. No, he's not going to do it. Laguerre goes to the inside. He'll get that spot on the track position, obviously, not on the race position. Here we go. Oh, I couldn't get to goalie. Just got into the back of him just a little bit there. That was all it took. Third place car coming up behind. In fact, a whole host of lead lap cars. And we're going to start getting passed on both sides here as Baker Dillon goes through. Oh my God. That is just no bueno. And we're only halfway through the race, so I suspect we're probably going to go 2 laps down before the end of this thing. And actually, it's funny. I actually want it to go green. And here's my logic. I won't get the lucky dog if the yellow were to come out right now. The only time it would have been advantageous to get a yellow would have been right as soon as I got lapped and nobody else did. But that did not happen. And now the lead lap cars have absolutely been able to keep the kind of split me away from the rest of the field. I've lost 9/10 of a second to goalie there. And it's absolutely sticking me on the struggle bus right now in car 33. Man, this is one of the faster cars in the last race. I'm catching up to goalie though. He's 7/10 of a second ahead. Just ran my fastest lap of the race. I don't have enough gear. I think that's the problem. I'm just not using the RPMs effectively on this track. Just watching the RPM gauge not getting anywhere near the red line, even with my custom setup. And that's probably where the deficit is being fostered here, at least some of it, on the straightaway, because it's dropping RPMs, it's going down to 6,000 there. And it's affecting my ability to really get a drive off of the corner and get after some of these guys. Some encouragement from the spotter. Again, the car kind of coughed there. Kind of coughed because it was just like, bogging down. Oh, crash. Car up's in trouble with Scott Hagg, or just broken down on the side of the road. Regardless, that's a mercy position from the game, so I'm not going to be last here, at least. But that's a kind of precarious position. I'm actually kind of surprised there's not a yellow for that. But oh well. And gained another position. Casey Brooks now behind me. So I go up to 21st. I need a few more spots, please, game. If you ever wanted to give me some more spots, I'd love them right now. But there's a car slow on the inside. That's Casey Brooks. So in trouble, the 22nd place car. I almost spun trying to get around him. Or her. I think it's a him. If not, whatever. Well, could we have just a few more cars get into issues and problems and implications here? I don't think it's going to happen as Brooks grinds to a halt on the backstretch. Well, we'll get 21st. We're getting closer. We're edging closer to that 18th, magical 18th spot, but it's not going to happen at Bristol. We'll take a look at the short replay here, the highlights of the race. Maybe we'll get some clues as to exactly what happened to some of the competitors in this one, as I dropped back to 23rd place, got kind of boxed out there, unfortunately. It's almost at a disadvantage to get a position through technical inspection, because then you start on the outside, and then you got no chance of holding people off, as there you saw Brown taking the lead. There I get 22nd place from the 99 car briefly. And then he was able to get back around and then sail into the sunset, unfortunately. But boy, did I try to get back underneath him. It didn't quite work. And I made the pass for 22nd place based on a car being stopped on the side of the road. So thanks for that highlight there, game. And I also made a pass for 21st, thanks to a car stopped by the side of the road. Thanks for that amazing highlight there, game. So that was the first episode of NASCAR Heat 3. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more NASCAR Heat 3 action. Gonna be very exciting to see where this dirt career goes. Definitely some Dirt to Daytona vibes with the difficulty of this career mode. But that means it's gonna be a fun ride to get to the front. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in part 2, where hopefully we'll be more competitive.